Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of, some ODM. It's Mo Dirt Moto. Anyways, um, first thing first, I'm going to link all the time cards so you can just skip through all the intro and whatever BS you don't want to listen to. Totally fine. But today we are going to talk about how to make your videos look good as far as, when you upload them to YouTube, because just this last weekend, I had a friend of mine, he was like, why do my videos look like crap? And when I went and looked on the stats for nerds on his video, I just noticed the codec that he was using. And he was like, yeah, I'm uploading in 1080p and all this other stuff. So I just figured I'd make a video for everyone else who, just happens to get like an action camera, GoPro, Insta360, whatever else is out there, and kind of give some pointers on how to make those videos look good. I'm not going to go into camera specific settings. It's more of the just what you want to record at, and also render your video as. Also, I'll talk about how you will upload them. All right, so YouTube is always going to encode your video, export your video at a high bit rate. And if you don't know what a high bit rate is and you would like to know more, leave a comment down below. I'll go into the details. You want to do export your video at a high bit rate. And then also don't rely on downloads from whatever phone apps you're using and expect the quality to be high, because it will already inherently be compressed. Alrighty, now we're going to get into the uploading your videos part. So YouTube uses, I think it's about 3 different codecs, but you mainly see a VP9 and an AV1. AV1 is newer. It's supposed to be more efficient. However, it makes your videos look pretty bad, especially if you're a smaller channel. And so the VP9 is the codec that you want to go for. How do you get that VP9 codec? Well, be a big channel. You can record in 1080p, and for the most part, it'll give you the VP9 codec and your stuff will look fine. Or you can record in anything above 1080p at 60 frames per second. So on whatever camera you're using, 1080p, 60 frames should, and I say should, get you that VP9 codec. However, that doesn't always happen. So that's why I like to record in 4K, just to make sure it happens. Also, if you do record in 1080p, you can upscale your video to 1440p or even 4K to trigger the good codec. All right, so your export settings do matter, and I've got the notes here. It goes into it. So the recommended bit rates by YouTube for a 1080p 60 frames per second, you want a 12 megabits per second. So in your settings, this could be in the H.264 or a 20 to 30 megabits per second for better AV1 quality, sure. And then if you're doing 4K, you definitely want, or 4K 60, you want 35 to 40 megabits per second minimum. Use a constant bit rate or high quality VBR to reduce artifacts. Export in either MP4, which is the H.264, or .mov, ProRes, for the maximum quality output. And then getting into the exporting stuff as far as the hardware side. A lot of these things use either the CPU on your phone or your tablet, which is what I edit on. Luckily, my tablet is the new iPad Pro, whatever, with the highest M chips, M3, M4 chip, something like that. Either way, if you're editing on a machine that's got a dedicated GPU, that's going to encode a lot better. So if you can do it on there, definitely do it on there. If not, phones will do it pretty good. However, you don't have as much control over the export process as you would on, say, an iPad or the tower there. All right, after you get it uploaded, you don't want to like go into your video all of a sudden and be like, where the hell's my 4K at? Where's my VP9 codec? You got to let YouTube finish its process. It'll process it in standard version first, and then it'll go to your HD, which is standard version, I believe, is 720. And then it'll go to the HD, the 1080, and then it'll go 4K. So let YouTube do that before you freak out. All right, also avoid over editing your videos. Don't put a ton of filters, color corrections, or effects that can introduce artifacts before it uploads. So don't mess with it. Like, for these kind of videos, keep it simple, stupid. All right, don't overcomplicate it. No one's really here to see like how good your effects are. They just want to see some cool stuff. Or I guess this might be the final one. Use YouTube's recommended export settings. So keep your frame rates 24, 30, or 60 frames per second. And then the aspect ratio, 16:9 is ideal. If you don't know what aspect ratio is, let me know and I'll let you know in the comments. And then if you're using something like a Final Cut Pro or DaVinci, they have like a little box when you go to export, for YouTube, for this, for that. Go ahead and click for YouTube and it'll export to YouTube's, recommended settings. Another thing it was something I noticed, and if you're recording in 4K and you upload it from a wireless device, tablet, phone, whatever, it might not upload to 4K. I've got a couple videos that are like that, and it kind of took me a while to realize what exactly had happened. So pretty butthurt about it. I'm not going to re-upload it because it's old stuff that I'm kind of just not doing anymore, so it's almost not worth it. But it was a good learning point. So the best advice there is upload from a wired connection, and don't be pressed on time. Let it do its thing. Maybe upload it the night before, so when you wake up, it's done. The 4K is up there, and that way you're not really worried about it. Sometimes you will get issues, and that happens. It happens to everyone. So you just work through it. And if you would like more, technical videos on this side of things, then I'd be more than happy to do them. I know there's kind of a disconnect because a lot of people who ride, they get a camera, they're just like, I just want to make videos. So they just get a camera, throw it on their helmet or whatever, don't know what to do with it. Or there's the guys who were kind of raised, or not raised, but like, you did like video classes in high school, and then you're just like, I ride dirt bikes now. I can make some pretty cool dirt bike videos, or whatever. So anyways, again, please consider subscribing, drop a like, and catch y'all on the next one.